Hello, Al Pals. This is Big Al. Welcome to Big Al Presents. And tonight on Big Al Presents, we are going to be watching the classic 1933 King Kong, one of the greatest monster films of all time, a technical revolution for its day, and basically a forerunner of all the monster films that we have now. Uh, and I've been wanting to do this one for a while, and I know I said the professor might be here. He just binged me. Sorry, can't make it. So he'll miss out on a good evening. But of course, I do have the indomitable, the wonderful, the majestic Klingon cleric himself, one Mr. Troy Pacelli. How you doing, Troy?
Yes, laugh while you can, the monkey boy. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong movie.
wrong movie there, dude. No matter where you are.
Although,
I mean, no matter where you go, there you are.
Have we done a rewatch of that?
Buckaroo Banzai?
Yeah.
No.
We must do that. In fact,
we're going to have to do that. Yeah.
Maybe next week. Since wouldn't next week be my week unless the professor's taking over?
Next week, I believe is your week as far as I know.
Okay. I had not decided, so it's something to throw out there.
Yeah. Okay, folks, for those of you who may not have the film, I am putting in the chat link a link to archive.org. It is a stream of the film. I think you can even download it, but it might have affected. It might be where I got mine. Now that I think about it, I'm not sure, but it's there. It's free to watch. It's a good copy. It's the one we're watching. If you have the Blu-ray has like a 4-minute overture. We're not going to do that. We're going to get right in to it, like literally like a second in, just as the RKO radio tower starts to show up and the beeps start. So literally as we fade in to the film, that's where we're going to be starting. But I just wanted to give everybody a link where they could go and see that, and that's pretty much where that starts. Yeah, let's say hi to us. Let's see who's here hanging out with us tonight. We got Daniel Heron. How you doing? We got Net. Owen Lister. How you doing? Wolf 10 Media. Oh, look, a guy named Big Al Presents posted something too.
Hi, Big Al.
Hi. Yeah, there was a question Daniel asked about The Shadow, and that's something the Fan Man had said he wants to watch on his channel. So we're I hope he do it. And that film was a you know what to find as a download, but I found it. It's out there. It's hard to find, but it's out there. Melissa Harris, how you doing? Let's see who we got. Mr. Matchstick. Welcome. Casey Scott, how you doing? Sir Torin Clegane in the house. Let's see. I think have I got everybody? Going down the list, seeing who is new and who's not. Oh, look, Troy Pacelli posted. Yay!
Hi, everybody.
Owen Lister says he's on the overture right now. Yeah, listen to it. It's a great overture. In fact, I was just talking to Troy about it. I always thought it's always weird to go and see an overture for a film. Like the first 5 minutes of the film is just the musical themes and symphony, which is really cool. Gone with the Wind has it, like Ben-Hur, even Albert Finney's Scrooge had like a musical compilation before it started. But this was something they added later. Although King Kong is one of the first films to ever have a full symphonic score going like throughout the film. So it like I said, this film's a forerunner for a lot of things that we take for granted today. Score, visual effects. I mean, we might look at it now and people will go, "Oh dear God." You know, it is, but it's still when you really look at it and you know how they had to do it, how long it took for them to make this film. The one, those of you know it, the fight with the, I think the pterodactyl or something, took weeks and weeks of careful manipulation of the animatronic, of the little, what do they call the little maquettes, yeah. And
but I'll tell you, I was looking at some of the, just some of the scenes before we went live, and kind of reminiscing about it. And I was thinking, as a kid, I used to love this movie, and I just used to love these movies that had stop motion animation in them. There was something about them. I think, this one, obviously, I think of, Seven Voyages of Sinbad and all the Ray Harryhausen. Things like a skeleton or King Kong or whatever that you don't expect them to move naturally. So when you see them have this, what we now call that uncanny valley, we can see the motion, but it doesn't look natural. That was a good thing. It was I think it kind of lends something to it,
Yeah, it lends an otherworldly feel, like you're witnessing something no one's ever seen before.
Yeah, exactly.
And your brain doesn't know how to process it.
And let's say hi to a new arrival, the Admiral of the Kai Fleet, Evelyn Hampton. Thanks for coming. Yep.
Oh, welcome. Phoenix Lord Asserman has popped in as well. How's it going? Those people who boo the old movie wouldn't know movie magic if it bit them in the butt.
Agreed.
You're right. Total agree. I mean, you can be a pessimistic millennial douchebag.
Yep.
And go in and watch these old films and make fun of certain, aspects of it. Oh, why is it black and white? Oh, look, that looks so fake. But like I said, this was the Star Wars of its day. Yeah. It was the #1 film of that came out that week.
That's another thing too, the black and white thing. I mean, we still have movies where the director will decide to go black and white, and there's a reason for it. I was just watching a video doing a commentary on David Lynch's Elephant Man, and it's just that black and white eeriness that lends something to it.
Yeah, that old style. And there's I've had this I think I may have brought it up before, but back in the 80s, there was this push to take old classic films that were black and white and colorize them.
Yeah, that Turnerizing,
Turner colorizing.
Yeah.
And sometimes it's okay. I mean, there's some films that's fun. Like you take, and I always go to Christmas movies because they're, I think, easier for a lot of people to relate to. You take Miracle on 34th Street and you give Santa a red suit.
Sure.
That works.
Yeah.
But you take It's a Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And you take Harry, and you take Potter, the villain, and you give him flesh tone.
Yeah.
He doesn't come off as evil as he should, but in black and white, he is evil. He is evil incarnate.
But here's the key to remember. Remember, when a film was filmed in black and white, it was lit for black and white. It was staged, and the shots were framed for black and white.
Yeah, black and white has a whole different
has
a whole different style behind it. And like I said, once everything started to go color, I mean, it was basically, say, about the 50s when everything started to go color.
Yeah,
pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, some like, and now we're in a day where black and white is an artistic choice, as opposed to just because it's just the way way films used to be. It just used to be black and white. I mean, they could do color, but it was very expensive. It just the 30s. I mean, late 20s, early
Yeah.
30s. You could do it, but it added a price tag.
Owen Lister has just pointed out that he was playing the overture and it's finished and now he's paused it. So we literally talked long enough to have talked over the whole overture had we started the movie. At
Yeah,
the
well,
overture.
I always like to give at least 10 minutes for people to kind
Yeah,
of gather and
that's fine.
just talk and kind of see how everybody's doing, get settled, get popcorn done, get everything straight. But yeah, like I said, let me put this in again. Whoop. For well, darn it, for anybody who doesn't have the film but wants to watch, this is a good link. Archive.org. It starts right at the beginning with a little Archeo logo, which is just a classic. Love the old logos. That and the Universal logo with the plane going around.
Yeah,
Can't beat
that's
them.
a good
Can't beat them. Can't beat them. I mean, yeah, the big overtures and the flying Pegasus and everything like TriStar did.
Yeah,
That's cool, but some of those old school ones are pretty fun.
I agree.
Um,
Now
but
I did talk to Evelyn earlier today, and she was pointing out that she has the big coffee table book that has a lot of trivia about this film. So the 33 film. So I told her that Nanette's going to keep an eye on the chat and like wave at me in case I'm not paying attention, so that I can like read off.
Definitely.
She's going to be our trivia expert.
That's awesome. Yeah,
voice.
I know little bits here and there, but no, I'm in no way an expert. I am simply a movie fan who, as a kid, one day watching on a little black and white television, saw this big ape, grab this blonde girl, and for some reason it just worked for me.
Yeah,
and it's
right.
those kind of films. And I also wanted to let everybody know I am also in an extra special mood to watch this tonight, because earlier today TCM had Godzilla King of Monsters, the American version from the 50s. And so I've seen Godzilla, and now it's time to see King Kong. It is a double monster kind of day.
Classic.
Okay, so yeah, we're 12 minutes in. Let's get ready to start here. Like I said, I'm at 1 second on the MP4 version,
I'm
or
at 417 on the DVD.
Yeah, you could. It's just fading in with the tower with the little lightning transmissions around it. So I'm going to count down from 3. I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, play. And on play, we're going to start this bad boy and watch Kong, the King of Skull Island, just go nuts in the original version. 3, 2, 1, play.
And I love the it's that animation too.
Yeah, a radio picture and the little rotating Earth and everything.
Because that part
has
was
no
actually a
clouds.
model, but then the what do you call it around it was animated.
Yeah,
and that Art Deco style of lettering and whatnot.
And recognize the name David O. Selznick, of course, also very instrumental. He was the guy in the 30s and 40s. I mean, of course, Gone with the Wind. He was big into that.
I would love to see like a behind the scenes kind of thing about how they did these kinds of opening credit cards back in the day. Nowadays, everything's done with computers.
Yeah, a lot of these it's done the same, like animated.
That's what I figured.
They'd be animated. They're just or photographing a screen, and then how they like do them here. It's like this little V split. Just like that.
Yeah.
Play the players. I like how they do this like
theater, like a play. Yeah, exactly.
Fay Ray and King Kong, the Eighth Wonder of the World.
Right.
Although I think Andre the Giant might have something to say about
that. Right.
And the prophet said, "And lo, the beast looked upon the face of beauty, and it stayed its hand from killing. And from that day, It was as one dead, an old Arabian proverb, which was actually written by the guy who directed the film,
Yeah,
Mary Cooper.
just made up. Yeah.
Yeah. One
Someone
thing,
said it once, I'm sure. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's a play on the concept of the film Beauty and the Beast.
Oh, Aged
You
Boomer,
know,
if you had the orchestral version, the timestamp is 626. I don't know what it is for Al.
I'm at 216, 217, 218. Like
Now,
a scraggly old seaman.
now were the character names the same in the 76 version?
Well,
Do you recall?
the 76 version, they were there for oil. They really
Right, right,
weren't.
right. But I mean, was it Carl Denham and
I
all of that?
oh, I
Yeah,
I
I don't
I
even know.
really don't remember. I know the professor's a big fan of the 76 version. 76 version, if we ever watch it, well, maybe one day. Um it's really, there's some aspects, especially the last scenes, that are like really, really bad. Carl Denham.
Yep, the businessman.
Yeah. Portrayed very nicely by Jack Black in the Peter
Yeah,
Jackson
yeah, he
version.
did a good job.
I thought he did a really good job with that. See, I cannot imagine wearing that heavy wool suit back in those days.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that's just it. You only wore wool when it was cold. I mean, and look, they've just come in with overcoats and everything.
Yeah,
But in the summertime, in warm weather, you'd wear a lighter type cotton.
yeah. But still, God, I don't like. I was talking to my doctor the other day about not. I run hot,
Yeah,
so I don't like having a lot of clothes on me.
sure, sure.
Yeah, I like the short, just a short sleeve shirt, and heck, I wear just shorts if I could.
Yeah, that's something I don't like doing. I don't like showing off my legs. It's just me.
Yeah, Wolf Ted Media saying the 76 version was his gateway to King Kong.
Yeah. Oh, Jessica Lange. Yeah, absolutely.
Well, yeah, Jessica Lange has, that's the best part of that movie. Was
There's
Jessica
no
Lange.
doubt about that.
Um, just the effects at the end when the copters are flying around Kong,
Yeah,
especially when they go behind him, they're just so poorly done.
yeah, yeah, they are.
I mean, I'd like someone to go in there and really clean up the effects of that movie.
Owen Lister asks an interesting question. Do you think it's too late to bring back stop motion to modern films, uh, making with computers to polish the effect? I'll be honest with you, Owen Lister. I think the best answer to that question is if you see the movie The Mummy with Brandon Fraser. They basically recreate the Ray Harryhausen Sinbad fight with the skeletons. Some
Mm-hmm.
of it even shot for shot. And I really felt like they did a great job of honoring the way the skeletons were dealt with. So I do think that the whole idea of stop motion animation can be done in computer these days. It's not necessary to build the models, but if you're really looking for someone to keep that tradition alive, you got Tim Burton.
Yeah, but that I tell you, and it's one of those old school skills that just nobody's, like I said, there's very few people that do it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's not a bankable skill really. And like I said, you have to be dedicated, uh, patient, and have a true vision to want to do that.
Yeah.
Old timey New York.
Another good thing about old movies like this is what you just kind of pointed out, that it kind of captures the city
Mm-hmm.
at that time. So if they ever want to do a period piece, they have this kind of a thing as a reference.
Yeah,
And I'm sure that's exactly what they do when they recreate a city in the computer and then create a background.
Mm-hmm. Coffee and sinkers.
Yeah.
Love the logo. Like going to Dunkin' Donuts. Give me a dozen sinkers.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's like old diner lingo, Adam and Eve on a raft.
Yeah.
Wreck them.
Well, technically, she hadn't stolen it yet, so I
Now,
mean, yeah. And see, this is exactly why this movie needs to be set in that period, because I
mm-hmm.
mean,
It's the depression. I
yeah,
mean,
exactly.
people are suffering. If you got money to throw around, that's
Yeah.
lucky on you. The lovely Fay Ray. Lots of strange stories surrounding Fay Ray and her death. Did you ever hear this?
No, I haven't.
When she died, the hospital room she was in, King Kong was playing on the TV.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's
Wild.
one of like I said, rumor, myth, legend. I don't know, but it'd be one of those things. Plus, they also when she passed away, they Empire State Building went dark in tribute.
Wow. Well, rightly so, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So now I was just noticing, because Nanette and I were talking about this earlier today. Look at the styles that they're wearing. It's that very 20s style. The
Mm-hmm.
hats, the long slimming dresses and coats on the women. Because we were just kind of talking about how it's time for that 20 style. We had also last week we had just watched the Downton Abbey movie. And it's like it's time for those 20 styles to come back, because we're back in the 20s.
Mm-hmm. Well, I like like Fan Man. I agree with Fan Man. I love a fedora.
Yep, absolutely.
I'd love to have a nice I would want something I wouldn't mind getting bashed around a bit. Don't a lot of them come crushable?
Well, so like the brown one that I wear
Supposedly crushable anyway.
yeah, the brown one that I wear on a daily basis is felt. So yeah, you can beat the crap out of that and it's just fine. But for nicer occasions, I have a much more form-fitting one, and it was my grandfather's.
Oh,
So,
nice.
and I only wear that for, when I dress in a suit.
Mm-hmm. A city skyline that has changed so much, except for the odd building here and there.
Yep. Yep. I mean that Chrysler building,
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, I need a nice fedora. I need a nice fedora. I don't know how I would wear it though. Like what I wear, because of my condition and stuff, I don't exactly dress up.
Yeah, I get that.
I just kind of put on like a slip over shirt. This is
Sure,
easier to deal with. I'm much more of a hat. I mean, I like a cap kind of guy anyway.
Matchstick says the bowler is the superior hat. I actually have a bowler as well.
I like a bowler. Yeah.
I have a bowler. I have a boater. I have several fedoras.
I always like the Greek fisherman hat.
Oh yeah.
Those are nice. Like set a fedora. I never got like the little like the pan. I don't know what they're called. They're like real small brimmed hats. Like I can't remember what the names of them are. too many. The stereotype I don't think you could do that today. The stereotypical Chinese cook.
Yeah. Although it's entirely possible that in quote stereotype actually existed back then.
That's true. That's true.
It was a different time. Sorry it offends you, but that's the way it happened.
It doesn't feel.
I didn't mean you personally. I meant the hypothetical.
The hypothetical social justice person.
Exactly.
Yeah, so I did a video the other day on the possible Jaws remake.
Yeah,
and someone mentioned like how it's like, yeah, they could see like having the sheriff be a female, and it's like, I know they could change everything, but they're talking about doing it with different characters. I'm like, then it's not Jaws.
Yeah, I mean, what's the point? It's just another big shark movie.
Big shark movie, yeah. You got to have Brody, you got to have Hooper, and you got to have Quint.
Stick it in a tornado, and it becomes Sharknado. I mean, what's the point? I'm just so tired of remakes. I think that there should be a prerequisite. Before you can see the remake, you have to see the original.
Yeah. I mean, I can see the only thing I didn't really mention it in my video, but yeah, I mean, you watch Jaws. The shark you could tell is a little, practical, yeah. But it works. I mean, that's what he was. That's Jaws to me. Mr. Matchsticks as Riddler got him into bowlers.
Aged Boomer, I'm doing everything I can to bring back those old styles. That's why, I wear a fedora on a regular basis.
Oh no, the monkey. Better get used to it.
Yeah, right. But it's always good to have a little monkey like that when you go, traveling to, the jungle and whatnot, because they can test out make sure that you don't eat a poison date or something like that.
Yeah. Bad dates.
Matchstick says that a modern remake would make a topless teen the lead. Speaking of topless women, we were talking about Jessica Lange earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you got away with a lot more in a PG film back then.
Yeah, Melissa's pissed off about a possible remake of Jaws too. There's some films out there, sure, you could talk remake, but they're just, Jaws, that's like one of the holy of holies,
It makes no sense. I understand making a remake of something that is mostly forgotten, but something that everyone knows as a classic and has seen.
Like you don't remake Casablanca.
Right.
You don't remake Gone with the Wind. You don't. I know they tried. You don't remake Ben-Hur.
Right.
Or Ten Commandments. They've tried, but there's some things that are just so well done and so perfect in their current form and incarnation, they don't need to be messed with.
There's nothing to be seen for thousands of miles, but we're gonna find the secret hidden island that nobody's ever seen before. Okay, so because I haven't been paying attention, why was it that he wanted to go to this island?
Well, he's trying to make a film. He's trying to make like the ultimate film.
Oh, gotcha.
And he wants to like do something that's never been seen. Like the world at this time is becoming smaller and smaller because of
I gotcha.
ships and airplanes. At
Uh,
least that's the way I always understood it. You
Evelyn's
just want,
asking for a timestamp. If you are on the version that I am with that had the orchestration at the beginning, we're at 21:15, 21:16.
and I'm at 1706, 1707, 1708.
2109.
Yes,
Yeah.
so Tori Clegane saying technically the classic Ben Hur is a remake of the silent film done by Cecil B. DeMille. True, but you can remake a silent film into a talkie
Yeah.
and like bring it to its ultimate, like the Ben Hur that was made in the late 50s. That brought it to the pinnacle of perfection. Those older ones are good, and you're also remaking something of your own. So DeMille was almost kind of like the George Lucas of his day. He just couldn't let anything stay.
The difference between a silent film and a sound film is it's almost a separate medium.
Yeah,
It's almost the difference between a comic book and a movie.
right. It's a whole different.
Yeah.
You,
And that's and
which
if
is
you're
what.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
Which is why you look at a lot of guys who came from silent films, just how like over, like just overacted. I don't
Yeah,
want to say overact, not in the overacting like bad way, but your physicality became much more.
because it was such
Uh,
a visual
yeah,
medium.
yeah. You had to be able to catch the audience's eye
Right.
because you couldn't catch their ear.
But that's how I feel. If you're going to, in quotes, remake something, it almost has to be in a completely different medium. If you're going to remake
Yeah,
it in the same medium, there needs to be something truly transformative and
right.
positively transformative about it.
And I have to agree with Agent Boomer on this. I love that dress.
Yep.
Love her
Agreed.
in it.
Agreed.
I like how he's hugging the one guy around the front. Looks a little peculiar.
Yeah, right.
She was a beautiful woman.
Great hair.
Yeah. The original Scream Queen. They had her go in and like do a lot of screaming, like in post. Just tore her throat up. But she does. That is a beautiful dress on her. That
And that belt-like
goddess.
accent is really cool too.
It's that Greek goddess look.
Now, here's something else. They're filming her for a silent film within this narrative, but she's, this obviously isn't a silent film.
Mm-hmm.
And even the medium of film that they're using is different. So her makeup and her lighting is very different than they would have done back in that day.
Right.
Yeah. What do you think she's really going to see?
Yeah. We know what she's really going to see. Because the one thing they do tell me, it takes a while for Kong to come into this. He doesn't come in until like 40, 45 minutes into it. And now, see, in this film, it's just a fog.
Yeah.
Whereas in Kong Skull Island, it's like this mystical, lightning-filled storm thing.
That hides the island from the outside world, right?
Yeah.
Oh, Evelyn Hampton says, I wonder why no one has ever done Ann Darrow in cosplay, because you really kind of need, a a 40-foot ape cosplay as well. It's kind of a couple's kind of costume.
Well, no, you could figure out you get like a big foam hand,
right?
and
Probably.
just kind of like lounge, like just put it on stage and lounge in it.
Yeah, right.
Or just like say you could put it like in the corner of the con and just like lay in it and have people
Yeah,
take
right.
pictures. I think it'd be awesome.
It would be kind of like doing Leia and Jabba, you know?
Yeah.
Well, there's definitely an island there.
Yeah. Yeah. I play that captain. He's a pretty cool character actor. You see him in
Yeah,
a
I was
lot of
gonna
stuff.
say I've seen him in a lot of things, and it's one of those things where I know I've seen him in other things. I just
Yeah.
can't quite place it.
And those are actors I truly appreciate.
Right? So obviously that hair that we saw earlier had to be a wig because it doesn't get shorter and longer that easily, that quickly. I mean, I guess it could be just rolled up right now. It's hard to tell.
Mm-hmm. How many go in? How many come back? Oh, well, they do come back, sort of.
The one thing that I really do like about the more modern take on Skull Island and everything is how it becomes almost Lovecraftian, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The giant gates, which of course still would see several uses for several years after this, until they were finally destroyed and gone with the wind.
Yep. Yes. Oh, and Lister, you're absolutely right. There was a sequel. It was Son of Kong.
Yep. Came out about like the same year, like just early the next year. It was
did
less than a year
really
after.
quickly after, yeah. In fact, I like to put together those box sets with custom covers, and I put together the King Kong complete collection. I've got the 33 King Kong, I got Son of Kong, I got the 76 King Kong Lives, that's the one with Linda Hamilton.
Oh yeah.
And then the 2005 remake.
Yeah, I like the Peter Jackson version. I really did. Of course, he Peter Jacksonified it, which means made it really long. But you got to see a lot of stuff that, like the weird insect attack that they cut out of this movie. It's never been found.
Right. Aged Boomer wants us to do a rewatch of a remake that we like. Actually, if we're gonna do a remake, let's watch the 76 Kong. I just want to see Jessica Lange, that's all.
Yeah, true. I do have it though. If we ever do it, I'm ready I'm ready with it. Of course, something that this film and Godzilla have in common, where you have islanders performing a ceremony
Right.
to their deity.
And it makes perfect sense. The whole idea that, they would kind of worship the giant ape.
Mm-hmm.
And can we acknowledge that the girl that's they're setting up to be the sacrifice, she's actually doing some good acting here. She's acting really afraid
Uh-huh.
because she's going into this knowing what's happening to her. Actually, Wolf 10 Media has a great one. The Thing is a great remake. Talk about transformative.
True. Yeah, true. That's a remake that's worth it. Whoops.
Yeah, none of us signed releases.
Keep your guns at the ready.
Right. Not that those few guns would even matter against that many people
No.
with spears. Excuse me.
You would find out like some of these guys they'll get so worked up it'll take like a huge caliber to take them down.
Yeah, it would be like Shaka Zulu.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. I'm going to go mute for a second because I got a cough.
And of course you went mute just as I was taking a sip of lemonade. I wonder if they made this up or if this is actually some kind of weird language they figured out.
I suppose it's possible, but I just don't feel like they would have put the effort into getting a language correct that they don't expect anyone who's watching it to know,
But I always liked it in Star Wars when they were using alien languages, but they were using like foreign languages, and people around the
like
they were like, wait a minute.
Isn't the Jawa language like Nepal or something like that?
I don't know. I know Mien Num,
the
one who's the co-pilot on the
Millennium Falcon and Return of the Jedi. Yeah,
and Return. Yeah, he says something, but it's like nonsense in the language.
Oh, gotcha.
And a lot of people don't realize he dies in Rise of Skywalker.
Nine Num does?
Yeah.
Of course he does.
But you blink and you miss it, but it's acknowledged that he has indeed.
Yep, of course, because they had to kill off everybody, right?
It's his fate.
Blondes are scarce around here. Yeah, that tells me just the way the language sounded very English-ish leads me to believe he's making it up.
Ooh. Can we at least get a view of the 6 before you like?
Yeah, before you say this? No, let's
So let's see what we're actually talking about here.
Evelyn says that it's a made-up language. They didn't want anyone to slip in profanities or off-color words as foreign language.
Yeah.
That's a good point, because as I recall, that was one of the things that Robin Williams used to love to do when he was improvising as Mork. Some of the gibberish that he used to say, he'd throw in, swear words in foreign languages. and get them past the censors. Yeah, now you've just bummed out Wolf 10 Media. He's upset about Nine Numb getting killed. Yeah,
Oh,
he joins Jimmy Olsen, as the killed just for the heck of it in a movie.
well, if you don't go see these films, you don't know. But of course, as I'm sure
No, I didn't go to
the
see it, and you
professor,
went ahead and told me, so I do know.
the professor, and I'm sure Troy all say it's not their Star Wars. So in
Yeah,
their Star Wars,
it
he's still
doesn't it
alive.
doesn't happen in my canon, and in my canon, um, Admiral Akbar does die, but he's the one who sacrifices himself to save the fleet. I'm just saying. In fact, I should hook you up with Ivan Ortega's re-edit of The Last Jedi. It really is, well, better.
That's awful quick. That's awful
I
quick.
guess I love you.
I think I love you, but what am I so afraid of?
I don't suppose. I mean, she's got to feel something the way she's looking at him.
She's got the heavies.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Agent Boomer. It would be funny if the natives spoke perfect English, but only spoke gibberish in front of the foreigners. Yep. And let her hair down. So that kind of tells me that the scenes where I thought her hair was shorter, she had it just curled up and pinned.
Mm-hmm. And before the Somali pirates, we had Skull Island pirates.
Yeah, Wolf 10 Media, look into some of the stuff that JJ and Lucas really had originally wanted to do. I think the whole trilogy would have been so much better. Oh, right, the kidnapper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Good thing you're on lookout there.
Jabber said it could be worse. They could be cannibals.
Well, when you consider that they're sacrificing people to Kong,
Mm-hmm.
essentially, they may not be eating people themselves, but they're certainly feeding them to somebody.
Yeah. They're thinking Kong wants a little white meat.
Hey, where's Anne?
I like how he has this little swagger.
Yeah.
We don't like.
Oh yeah. If she had been in her cabin, it might have been locked, but if it's not locked.
Yeah. He's a crazy black man.
Yeah. She's not there, folks.
Nope.
She's gone
That's
ashore.
that's an awful nice room to have on a scuzzy
Right?
looking boat.
Right? I can't find her aft, and let me tell you, I was looking for her aft. These guys are armed to the teeth.
Yeah, well, you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful of people trying to take your stuff.
They're not just taking sidearms; they're taking bombs. They're not messing around. That is an impressive door.
Yep.
To be
And,
built like that without machinery is amazing.
yep.
Well, I guess necessity's the mother of invention. And hard work and sweat is the father.
Yeah, and like I said, repurposed many times.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Owen Lister says this is why we have the Second Amendment. Yeah, in case of attack by giant gorilla.
Mm-hmm.
See this scene here where they're pulling the pin back so that they can open the door.
Yeah.
Very well reproduced in the 76 version. I just remember that 76 version being just amazed,
Right.
by the scope of that. Of course, I was only about 5 or 6 back then.
And of course, the big highlight being instead of the Empire State Building, the Twin Towers.
It was the Twin Towers. That's right. In fact, in the promotional material, and he was able to stand with 1 foot on each tower.
Yeah.
Of course, the scale was off because he's holding the plane in one hand and he's holding Jessica Lange in the other, and they were almost the same size.
Well, you see a lot of the promotional stuff for this, posters and stuff,
Uh-huh.
and Darrow is a lot larger.
Yeah.
Than the scale they do here.
Yeah. Kind of makes you wonder why she's not just screaming her head off. Although I remember that in the 76 film, they drugged her so that she was more passive.
Right. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. It does make me think if Kong really wanted to get through that door, I think he'd get through that door.
Good point. Owen Lister reminds us of the quote from Jurassic Park. What do they got in there? King Kong?
the BDSM fetish's favorite part of the film.
Yup. Hey Kong, we stole this for you. Hope you're happy. Maybe you'll leave us alone now.
We freely acknowledge that this blonde woman is hotter than any of the chicks in our village.
Now, I don't think they would see her as hotter, but certainly moderately novel.
If only Wolf 10 Miyasa, if only Japan borrowed that suit for King Kong versus Godzilla. Sadly, not made around that, I think. Well, remember Kong in this one is purely stop motion.
Yep.
Uh, except a few,
Like a few of the hands, were
yeah,
full
the
size.
hands and like the face. And here he is, the big Kong himself.
You hear actors talking all the time about how they have to react to nothing because it's all done in
Uh-huh.
CG later. Well, guess what? That's no different than Fay Ray having to react
Yeah,
to nothing. Oh, wait, they had a full size head too.
yeah, which is why he looks different
Right.
in some things. It's like everything didn't quite. There's like
Match up,
three
yeah.
different looks. There's three different looks.
Now that was something that always threw me because they've got that days or whatever they got her tied to. That's where they always put the girl that they're sacrificing. So don't you think Kong would have already knocked those trees down by now?
Well, it depends on how often they do the sacrifice.
Well, that's true.
He looks. I always love the fact he looks happy.
Yeah. He's enjoying
Look at
himself.
him.
He's playing.
He's like, "Hey, I got a new toy."
Right?
Thanks, folks.
Wolf 10 Media said he meant the 76 Kong suit, but the 76 was well after Kong versus Godzilla.
Yeah.
Plus, the Godzilla films were not known for being huge budget films.
Yeah, they always try to reuse all the suits and everything.
Uh-huh.
They were constantly falling apart half the time.
Something else you got to hand it to the special effects crew on this. I feel like there was a really good faith effort made to kind of actually mimic the way a gorilla would move and,
Right.
and act and stuff.
Well, I do know that when they were designing Kong, they looked at gorillas and they decided to change because some of the physicality,
Right.
because they wanted him to have more of like that upright look.
Walking, yeah.
Yeah, they didn't want him to have that like weird big butt thing and short legs and the
And all the walking on four limbs.
yeah, the forelimb thing. So they made him more bipedal.
Which seems the antithesis of what you'd expect of a gorilla that was that size. A gorilla that size you'd think would have to walk on all fours more often.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta say, he'd be hard not to follow
Yeah.
with all the sniff through a jungle. He probably
Yeah.
has paths all.
Well, there you go. Well, if your house is only one story, he's bigger than a house.
Yeah. Bigger than my house. Well, maybe not as long. I think he's what 50. I think he's supposed to be 50 feet, but he's actually when you kind of like look at him on screen, he kind of fluctuates a bit,
Yeah.
like between 20 and 40.
Now, this was one of the scenes that I really got excited about as a kid because of the whole. I love dinosaurs,
Yeah, I always like the Stegosaurus, like
Yeah.
the one that one there.
Yeah, Aged Boomer.
I
That's the
always thought they were kind of
Stegosaurus.
cool.
That killed it? How did that bomb blowing up in front of it kill it?
It wasn't a gas.
He just said, "You hand me a bomb." I mean, I suppose the shockwave could have killed
Yeah, I
it.
guess a concussion. Yeah. Oh, you're in his house,
That was right.
and you're invaders to him.
Although it does seem unlikely that a Stegosaurus would have charged the way it did from that distance. I
Oh
mean,
yeah,
I think it would have just, okay, let me just get out of here.
yeah.
I don't know what that is. That might be dangerous. I'm getting out of here.
I always kind of viewed him like a cow might be, just kind of chewing whatever it's wanting to eat.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, imagine being a kid in 1933 seeing this.
Yeah. Evelyn
Oh,
Hampton says it's not dead yet. But
yeah.
I'm dead yet. I feel fine. That was one of the things that kind of bothered me about stop motion. You can see how the spines that should be rigid are kind of like bendy.
Yeah. Well, some of them they would take great. You look back on it, and it does remind you of the painstaking time it took to do that.
Yeah, right.
Just that little tail. I mean, they did not need to do that tail wag thing,
Yeah,
but they did. It probably took them a week,
right.
if not more, to do that little tail wag. Oh, this said, "Don't get animal rights hippie on me, boy." Hashtag Stegosaurus lives matter.
Okay, Wolf 10 Media does make an excellent point. At least they put something down and they make sure it stays dead. How
Yeah.
many movies do they shoot something and then, just as they walk past it, it gets up and jumps on them or something?
always brings me back to Pacific Rim when the thing eats Ron Perlman.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever see Pacific
I
Rim?
did not know.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
want to. I think Nanette had said she wanted to see it too. It was just one of those ones that we never got around to,
Yeah. You gotta watch that. You gotta watch that. Definitely what I'd like to do a review, rewatch of one day.
See, there you go. So all these movies that you say I definitely need to see, make it one of the rewatches, and that forces me to watch it,
That's true. That's true. Because I got a lot on my potential list.
Sure.
This was always cool.
Evelyn said coming up on the scene that scared her the most as a kid, it wasn't a snake, and don't climb a tree to hide from a dinosaur. Wolf 10 me. I think it still has a pulse. Boom, 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 boom. No pulse. Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the problem. You done pissed him off.
I dare say he probably wouldn't have even bugged him. I mean,
Right.
well, realistically, and he would have never eaten that guy either.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I mean, well, he didn't technically.
Yeah, he
Just killed him and dropped him.
just kind of flinging him around a little bit.
Pick him up and throw him, yeah.
Wee. Chew toys.
Also, do you notice the wrong head shape? They're going with the whole brontosaurus versus apatosaurus thing.
Oh yeah.
Just a little thing I noticed when I got older. But again, based on what they knew at the time,
Right.
best effort at accuracy, Owen Lister
There's,
says this is surprisingly violent for an old time movie, but I got the impression that there was a good deal of violence in movies back then, and the code wasn't as firm on what was acceptable and what wasn't back then.
yeah. Now, subsequent re-releases, they got a lot chopped out of this movie,
Yeah,
and some of the more violent stuff got left out. People were like going, "Oh my god!"
yeah. Here you go. Let me climb a tree because that's going to do me a lot of good. You know what? Even the human from a distance climbing a tree was pretty good.
Yeah. Just stay on the other side.
Right. Evelyn points out that it's
Oh,
pre-code.
there you go.
Here comes poor tailhead Charlie. You dead. So Wolf 10 Media, you were about 6 at the time that the the 76 version came out. So we must be about the same age then.
Mm-hmm. Need to put my new toy somewhere. I keep hearing things in the jungle that are disturbing me.
Yeah, that would be pretty freaky to fall on that log. It'd be like so easy to fall.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna die.
I remember. I think it was some of this scene got cut out after.
On the log of him. And how
Yeah.
cool is this? This is an awesome combination of the stop motion model with them in a studio on a log. I mean, that's just brilliant. You got to give them credit for that.
And it was also the scene after this when they were at the bottom is when the spiders came and attacked them, and that was cut, and they never found that scene again.
Boy, even when those bodies hit the ground, that was pretty realistic and pretty brutal.
Yeah, I mean you could pretty much tell they were dummies, but they were good dummies.
Well, Wolf 10 Media, did you actually see it in the theater? I saw it when it was originally released. So yeah, you're a good decade or so younger than I am.
Auditor Dread in the house. How you doing?
Oof.
Squish.
And they slowed down the footage to kind of give a sense of scale,
Mm-hmm. I know you're down there. Where are you?
Yeah, they redid this scene in 76 too.
Yeah. And when you see the fur, when you like see how the fur is kind of moving a little bit on
Yeah,
him,
yeah.
people who do stop motion appreciate that because, like I said, it reminds them of the painstaking,
Yeah.
hands-on effort it does to do that. The fur was the hardest thing to do, and all that's because of the little movements they had to do. They tried as best they could,
Yeah.
but
That's right. Auditor
whoa,
Dread points out how the spider scene was remade in the Peter
yeah.
Jackson version. Uh-oh. My toy's in trouble. I gotta go.
Yep.
Can't play with you anymore.
The 1933 version of Kong versus Godzilla, sort of.
You know what? Yeah, kinda. But Kong wins.
Oh yeah.
Otherwise, Fay Ray would have got it. And not in a good way. But ching.
Now, just imagine how long it took to do this scene.
Did you see that jump that the T-Rex just did? I
Yeah.
mean, that was a thought out, action. That was pretty cool.
Oh, good leg takedown.
Right? Like a wrestler. Oh, Lister
That's
says Mortal Kombat.
funny you said that. The guys who directed this were wrestlers.
Oh, were
They
they?
knew how to wrestle, and they blocked this
Like a wrestling match.
by wrestling. They were doing the moves that they wanted to see.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is coming about because the guys who were doing the film were wrestlers.
Well, that makes perfect sense then.
Finish him.
Right? Oh, there she goes. Ouch.
And I must say, the way he kills this T-Rex
Yep.
is such a brutal way, man.
That's why they've kept that going with the subsequent remakes too.
Yeah.
And it does seem like just the kind of thing that a gorilla would do, right?
Yeah. Just grab hold and pull apart.
Wasn't afraid to use his teeth, though. We got a little Mike Tyson going on there.
And you look at this, Kong is outsized.
Yeah, he is.
So this is kind of, like I said, a precursor to Godzilla versus Kong coming later this year. I saw one of the possible promotion pieces for it, and Kong is substantially smaller.
Yeah. I also like the fact that they didn't just make this the end scene. He's been working and doing this for a little while now.
Yeah.
Fatality. I like he checks to make sure.
Flawless victory.
Yeah.
Like he just looks totally different when they do that. Like,
yeah, I know.
Phase.
Yeah, Wolf Ted Media. I heard that too. Something about wanting a real gorilla to fight a real kimono dragon and film it. Kind of glad they didn't go that route. Not sure that would have worked out too well. Well, yeah, Owen Lister with Peter Jackson, he paid attention to detail, and if it wasn't going to be excellent, he wouldn't have done it at all. Yeah. Not enough people care like that these days in Hollywood.
One thing I liked about Peter Jackson's Kong, the actual Kong, was that jacked up jaw he gave him.
Yeah.
Because it looked like his jaw had been broken and
Right.
reset. I thought that was a cool effect.
Agent Boomer says we should rewatch Mortal Kombat one of these days. That's not a bad idea. Now, this all of this was done on a set, wasn't it? Because I
This
mean,
stuff, yeah, I think it
this
was a set.
is a really good set dressing. These plants and whatnot.
Yeah, I read one thing when they were doing some of the stop motion fight stuff.
Uh huh.
They used some real plants and fake plants in the background, and when they were doing it, they didn't notice one of the plants flowered, and it just looked weird or something.
Oh wow,
And they had to start over again,
wow, yeah.
so they couldn't use that footage.
That was one large carrion bird.
Yeah,
If you consider what the scale had to be.
I like that little twist.
Yeah. Again, really thinking through the physical movements of the creature, you
Yeah,
know?
because I love watching videos of like orangutans,
Yeah.
and actually they actually had a concept of making Kong an orangutan at one point.
Oh, okay.
Um, and they do like weird little twirls, and there's
Where's that other case of bombs? We need bombs. We need lots and lots of bombs. I like that, Agent Boomer, not the second one. No, not that abomination. I mean the first one, the one with the Highlander. Oh, Evelyn, yes, I know exactly the scene you mean, and yes, that's where my eyes will be.
pretty good naughtiness. Yep. Because yeah, like I said, back in those days, sometimes that's the biggest thrill you could get.
Look at that little detail right here in the foreground. You got that bubbling pool of, I don't know if that's supposed to be tar or lava, but it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Talking about uh, pretty cool, awesome girl stuff. The original Tarzan.
Oh yeah, that one too.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Matchstick has never seen Highlander. Okay, we need to
What?
do a rewatch of Highlander.
Matchstick's never seen Highlander?
We
Oh my
must
god.
do a rewatch of Highlander.
Hmm. I've got it.
Yep. Yeah, no, Auditor Dread. We will not be watching the second one ever.
I
That
do not.
one,
I don't like acknowledging the existence of the second one.
none of the subsequent films acknowledges it.
Yeah,
I love the way that Highlander 3 opens up in the days after the death of my friend Ramirez, basically
yeah,
saying, forget everything that happened in that last movie. I'm going to tell you what happened after
yeah.
the first movie. Yeah, that's like my new boa. Phoenix Lord Asherman, we will watch uh uh oh wait, the source. I'm sorry. I thought you said the sorcerer.
Oh,
You,
Highlander of the Source.
yeah,
Yeah,
you might be right about that.
that's pretty bad. Yeah.
I'm not sure that it's really as bad as the second one, but
Yeah,
no.
that's the yeah. No, that second one's god awful. The whole alien thing. No,
Zeist.
I know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to have an alien, but then to name the damn planet Zeist. What the hell?
Oh, Lister makes a good point. Would you count King Kong as a pulp adventure movie? It did start out
Yeah, kind of. Yeah,
as a pulp story, so yeah, I should
yeah.
think so.
In a way, yeah. It's King Kong's a hybrid of like lots of genres.
Wolf 10 Media is making the case by appealing to Al's love of Queen.
I have inside me blood of kings. I have no rival. No
No
man
man
can
can
be
be
my
my
equal.
equal.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Highlander's definitely on the list.
we were talking about doing the thing, Auditor Dread. Kind of thinking through because I had didn't there was an earlier stream, Al, where we were talking about maybe doing the John Carpenter Apocalypse trilogy,
Right? Yeah.
doing the thing.
In,
What
in the
was it?
mouth of in the mouth of
Prince of
madness.
Darkness and At the Mouth of Madness. Yeah.
Ooh.
Hello, wake up,
Oh,
wake up.
what's under there? Let me see.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. Well, you don't need this.
Sniff, sniff. Don't he smell it? Come on, smell it.
No, later in a little bit. It's actually, yeah, it gets pretty creepy when you start thinking it through.
There he goes. Mmm. Smell good. Nice shoulders.
Yep. They cut just in time there
Yeah.
because something was about to roll out there. Hello, legs. Tickle, tickle.
This scene was a lot of this scene was cut as well in
Yeah.
subsequent showings because
Right,
of
right.
this exact reason.
Blah, 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 blah.
Ooh.
And then he sniffs his fingers. Yeah.
Me and Kong, we're spirit brothers.
He's like, oh, now what?
Godzilla versus the Thing. Oh yeah, or Godzilla versus Mothra, as it should truly be called, but they did call it the Thing.
Look at that. Stop motion Fay Ray. And it didn't
Mm-hmm.
really have to be. Oh, yeah, I guess it did because of the pterodactyl.
Yeah.
No. No, no, no.
Kentucky Fried Chicken. King Kong versus Rodan.
Yeah, exactly. Agent Boomer asks, speaking of sniffing, do you buy scented candles from Gwyneth Paltrow? No, frack no.
Do they smell
I
like
don't
Gwyneth
buy
Paltrow?
anything from Gwyneth Paltrow. She's a F-tard. No.
Libtard.
Yes, libtard. Thank you.
Probably smells like fish.
No, it's not just. She's not just a lib. She's a complete wackadoo. Owen Wister says chicken wings, yum. It would be cool if they had a scene where Kong like builds a fire and like roasts him or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm pulling you back up, Pally.
Yeah. Ken is stealing my Barbie.
Hello, computer robots. Glad you can make it.
Hey, computer robots.
If you're on a DVD, we are at the 1 hour 16-minute mark.
And on the MP4, 112, 17, 18, 19. Kersplash.
That dummy was really, really close to hitting the edge.
There we go.
Hello, nurse. Wolf 10 Media, wonderful. And yet, somehow I tolerate her more than Brie. Yeah, good point. She's psycho, but she's not a complete bitch.
I think I could tolerate diphtheria more than I could tolerate Brie.
Wow, great line. Somebody write down that quote. I think I could tolerate diphtheria more than Brie. So obviously we don't have Professor Geek in the house because that should have brought him out.
Though, if we could have someone take out, whoa,
yeah,
that is so. I'm sorry.
You're totally distracted. Like, whoa,
totally distracted. I said if you could take Brie and like remove her vocal cords.
Wolf 10 Media says, I want to rewind back to that splash scene. You may be all right, but that's no reason to turn down a flask.
I know. That's a big flask, too.
And did you notice, Al? She's barefoot.
Oh, yeah. Barefoot, torn clothes.
Oh, you're right. Gas bombs.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Andre's bringing up Michelle Williams. That.
Oh, God. Don't even get me started. Don't even get me started. I do love the memes that have come out of that, though. Like, what's the price of one Golden Globe, one human life?
Yeah.
You know? What's the secret of her success? Child sacrifice.
Yeah.
Oh, Matchstick. Hasn't seen RoboCop, Terminator, Highlander, Hook, Judge Dredd, or Demolition. Okay, you've got to see Demolition Man, Mr. Matchstick. You've got to see Demolition Man. Actually, I want to do a rewatch of Demolition Man, but we absolutely have to get the professor in on that one because we need to pick that apart in terms of, politics and whatnot.
I love the Schwarzenegger Presidential Library.
Yeah. Sargon of Akkad did a whole hour-long treatment on the politics of Demolition Man, and it was pretty good. Melissa Harris, Big Al presents Foot Fetish. Aged Boomer is right.
Kind of reminds me of the scene where the bottomless snowman comes in during.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I have no doubt that was part of the inspiration. Aged Boomer says the old Hollywood stars were better, more class.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah, at least on the outside. Yeah, that was at least they cared enough about their image to keep their stupidity as much private as possible. Ah, Phoenix Lord Asherman makes an excellent point. Rewatch Demolition Man. We're basically living it. I'll tell you what, if you live in California, you absolutely are. Now, there was another great scene, the whole grab the kid and run. Another great combination of the stop motion with the real
Live
actors.
action.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I was trying to say. Live action. Thank you. Wolf 10 Media, your God's pissed.
I love that. Ah! Ugh.
Did you get the impression he didn't taste very good?
It's almost like he used one of the spears to pick his teeth.
Okay, and those huts are actually well built huts.
Oh, that's another scene that had been cut where he squishes the
Right,
guy's
right,
head.
right.
Oh, still moving. Not anymore.
But you notice that, okay, so that's got to be a full size foot that they're using on him, but he's in like
Yeah,
wet mud. So, you know, yeah.
kind of take the pressure off of him.
Auditor Dredd wants a back to back rewatch of Judge Dredd and Dredd because, Auditor Dredd, but no bias.
Now I like Dredd. I don't know about watching Judge Dredd, but Dredd was awesome.
And he's like, it's like he's realizing I'm not going to be able to stop these guys. And they got my girl and so sleepy. So sleepy.
You better hit him with more gas.
Wolf sent me here. So I may not be talking as much as I've been because I'll be in the shower. So if I'm silent, y'all know why.
Yeah, just what I needed to know.
Yeah, thanks. He's gonna be rewinding the splash scene with Fay Ray. Matchstick, what is the Berserk supercut?
I don't know. Now think about what he just said.
Those tickets just cost me $20.
$20 in 1930s.
That would be
When you could go to a
what, like $100?
You could go to a baseball game for 35 cents,
right?
And see the Yankees.
Okay, I don't know anything about the Berserk anime. I really don't know anime. I'm kind of counting on the professor as he's doing his
Hero Academia.
Yeah, I'm going to learn about anime from the professor, I think. And he's actually fairly new to it too.
Yeah, I like I said, I watched a few things, but not a lot.
So
Besides, I mean, Robotech, like I
that's
said.
very interesting. Evelyn said that my favorite line, those chains are made out of chromed steel. I never actually even thought about that line before, but it's a good point. He was alone too, and he's like, oh, playing with his. Ah, so you're the hero. Yep, and every single one was wearing hats because the guy wouldn't be seen outside without a hat.
That's not going to end well.
He's really very P.T. Barnum, you know.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what they were going for. A larger than life guy
Yeah.
with a larger than life attraction.
You also have to admit that, you know, in the terms of this narrative, the idea of bringing back, you know, a live specimen that big, that's
Hmm.
pretty impressive.
Yeah. Now, of course, it makes you think logistics.
Yeah.
How the hell did they get it on the boat?
Well, the
And they would have
76,
had to
the
keep it
76,
sweet.
the 76 version did a great job of, you know, portraying those elements. But of course, they were using an oil tanker.
Yeah, I guess they had an empty oil tanker.
Hello, everybody. Yeah, see, the close-up scenes always make it look like he's smiling.
I know. He's like, "Hi, I'm Kong. How you doing?"
Hello, everyone.
I'm sure a few women dreamed of it.
Yeah, especially the people that read the book.
Yeah. I also is interesting the directors, the writers, when they were first putting together the movie, like as it would show, they actually reverse engineered it. They had the imagery of climbing on the Empire State Building and fighting the planes. That was like the first thing they thought about, and then
Yeah,
then they kind of went
backwards.
backwards
Yeah.
to find out how everything would have happened.
Oh my gosh, Wolf 10 Media says we have to take a moment to mourn the King Kong ride at Universal Studios. Yeah, I saw pictures of that when I was a kid. I never actually got to see it myself. I did get to ride the Jaws ride though at Universal.
Or the shark pops up.
Yep. And in fact, I'm pretty sure that the King Kong ride ended up becoming the the earthquake ride. I did ride the earthquake ride. So basically it was the it was basically the King Kong ride, but you know, the later version of it without King Kong himself.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just talking about that, Owen Lister, the scene where he breaks through the door, very very much like Bumble from the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Wolf 10, you could feel those flames. Oh, and I missed the opportunity to point out when they were doing the close-ups of them doing the flash bulbs, they were
Mhm.
all holding Graflex handles. Basically, they all had lightsabers.
Yep.
I don't know, Auditor General. Let's wait until the next movie. We'll find out whether King Kong or Godzilla wins that brawl.
I love those old open cars like that.
Right, and everyone riding on the side rails. Hello.
Hello, what's in here?
What's in there? Hey, look, there's a somebody. Holding her upside down. Yeah. Who's that?
Is that her? Is that my girl?
No,
Nope. Doesn't
no,
seem right.
that's not who I was looking for. Never mind.
Yeah.
Forget that. Bye. Oh gosh, that is horrifying.
I think they say the kill count in this film is 40. 40 kills.
Oh, Lister says now you got me thinking of King Kong wielding a lightsaber. That would be epic. Go away. Go away. You sure you got her this time? Yeah. He barely even noticed that.
If only I'd been on one of the inner rooms.
Right? Well, she wanted, the good view, so she got it.
She's going to give an even better one here soon.
Yeah, right? I do love that line from the 76 film. Put me down, put me down. No. I changed my mind. Don't put me down.
Yeah, like I said, I read 40 kills. I would think it would be more when you like really start piecing it together.
Well, because if you think about it, he's not exactly on a rampage. It's not like he's going out of his way to kill as many people as possible.
He just wants his girl back.
Right. And he actually wants to be left alone.
Mm-hmm. One thing I did like about the Peter Jackson version was the affection that Andero got.
Yeah.
For Kong.
Yeah. I like that in you get that really well in the 76 one.
Yeah.
Where she's like, she realizes, if he keeps holding her towards the end, they won't shoot at her. So don't put me down. You're gonna die if you put me down.
All right.
It is. It's Stay Puft the Marshmallow Man.
That scene is inspired by the director used to, when he was a kid, lived by a train track. And it was always waking him up when the trains would go by. And he hated it.
And he wished he could just knock the thing down.
Yeah, so he wanted to make sure he put in one of the overhead tracks getting destroyed by Kong.
Yeah. Evelyn says that she hates this scene, or this scene is why she hates elevated tracks. But I'll tell you something. I used to hate that train going by too. I'm not going to kill you, but I don't have to save you. Sorry, again, wrong movie. Yeah, it kind of makes you wish they had seatbelts. I wonder how they count this scene.
Yeah, I was wondering. Well, nobody, you don't really see anybody die.
But it's possible someone died. Definitely, there
Yeah,
were some injuries there.
yeah, definitely injuries, and there could be 100 people dead, and all the subsequent cars.
Auditor Dread caught the Batman Begins reference. Good. I also like from the 76 version when Jeff Bridges realizes that the New York skyline looks like the mountains
Right? Yeah,
on Skull Island. So that's how he realizes
that's
where
it
Kong's going and what he's doing and why.
These guys taking off, the pilots are $10 just to take off.
Really?
Yeah, they got that shot for just to get that shot because everything else is done with,
And look at that. That's pretty cool.
so iconic,
Yeah. You're right. There's 4 planes. That's all there is. Well, there was a little continuity error. They were flying lower in the long shot. Now they're suddenly much higher.
Yeah,
See that?
yeah.
They're at a level lower than he is.
I remember the Peter Jackson version of this. The way they filmed it really was dizzying.
Yeah.
It made me. It was kind of giving me the heebie-jeebies because
Right.
I do have a great fear of heights.
I also love the way you can see the Chrysler building in the background there. It's so iconic.
Mm-hmm.
Really lets you know that, hey, this is New York.
And now he is on top of it all.
Oh, Agent Boomer, absolutely, it's cold up there. It's flipping freezing up there.
I don't know. Maybe if you look close at Ann
I
Darrow, maybe you
was
can find out
just
just how
thinking the
cold it
same
is.
thing and see how cold it is, right? Of course, that's how you know that they're actually filming in a studio and they're not really on top of the Empire State Building.
Yeah. You did kind of feel sorry for him.
Well, yeah, I mean, for crying out loud, if
Yeah,
they'd have just left him where he was.
yeah, yeah. Dedham wanted the fame. He got one of them now.
Yeah. You going down, big boy. So much for policing his casings.
Yep,
And for
trying to
some
get a hold.
reason, I just lost my disc. Just stopped on me.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Starting to feel the effects. Poor big guy. See, this is when it starts really getting sad, when he really starts to feel it. It's like, blood. My blood.
Yeah. Well, I completely lost my movie, so
Oh
I'm
no.
lost. Yeah, I'm gonna miss the end now. I don't.
He's
There's something wrong with my disc or something.
yeah, he's kind of thinking he just got the fatal shot like in the throat. He's looking sadly at her. His eyes are fading. Oh, it's so sad. Uh, oh, and oh no! And you see him like hit, like fall, all that, like how he bounces down the building.
That's pretty brutal.
Yeah, it's sad, you know. It's and a very iconic line. A lot of people forget about, but thankfully it is. Yeah, Wolf 10B is like, I hated the planes. Yeah, you do feel like I said, you kind of. Uh, it was Beauty that killed the beast. The end.
Okay.
Such a classic. Well, that is our rewatch of King Kong. It's just a total classic, you know. 1933. This was their Star Wars, basically. When you really think about it.
Agent Boomer, funny question, but it does kind of make you wonder. I mean, what did they do with the body of Kong?
Well, what they did in the '76 version was they kept them alive.
and they and they
That's a whole other
transplanted.
thing.
Yeah, gave him a heart transplant, right? Or a blood transfusion, or some
They,
crap like that.
well, they needed blood because they made an artificial heart.
Oh, that's what it was. Right, right, right.
Yeah, King Kong lives in 1979, maybe 80s somewhere, but yeah, they kept him alive and then they gave him an artificial heart, but they needed blood for him, so they heard that there was another big ape who just happened to be female.
Just
So
happened to be, yeah.
just happened to be. So there's just like one scene in it where Kong's getting busy and like the guy and Linda Hamilton are getting busy at the same time.
Which is if you think about it too, I mean, that story is kind of implied by Son of Kong. The Son of Kong had to come from somewhere, so there had to be a Mrs. Kong.
Yeah. Wonder where she was. Wonder where Queen Kong was all this time.
Never thought of it. Queen Kong. Yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
the king would have had to have a queen in order to have a son, Prince Kong.
They don't show her in Son of Kong, do they?
I don't. I really don't remember Son of Kong. It's been so
It
long.
has been a while. Yeah.
I mean, literally, like when I was a kid, I might have seen it like once or twice, and that was about it. I really don't remember it. I don't remember. I never saw the original Mighty Joe Young. I saw the remake.
Oh yeah, no, I saw that one.
Yeah,
Evelyn Hampton makes a good point. Denham probably got sued by everybody in New York City. Yeah, probably right.
yeah.
There probably was some lawsuits that came out of that.
This is probably why he went back to the island to get more of a story. I don't know,
Yep.
but yeah, that was a lot of fun. That was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed watching that again. It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Matt Anui
Again,
says
yeah.
that Queen Kong is an actual movie and it's stupid.
Oh, I'm not surprised. I know I remember Queen Kong it was the name of a lady wrestler who also went by Matilda the Hun. This real big redhead.
Queen Kong is a 1976 British adventure comedy film parodying King Kong
I have never heard. I'm gonna have to
by Dino De Laurentiis.
Oh, Jesus Lord, have mercy on us all. Then
He's the same one who did the 76 Kong film. So
I mean,
and
yeah,
it's available on YouTube.
It's on YouTube. Yeah, I just saw that.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna have to take a peek at that one day.
Just bizarre. Okay, I'll have to check that one
out
later.
The film was never released theatrically in the United Kingdom due to legal action by Dino De Laurentiis.
Oh, is that what it was? I thought he was the one who made it. I was gonna say.
Yeah, some other people made it.
Oh, gotcha. Well, I'll have to watch it later. I'd never heard about it before just tonight. That's just brilliant.
Yeah, that's bizarre. Oh, and they spelled the queen. Oh my God, they spelled the queen with the female, the female sign with the little plus.
Yeah,
at the bottom. That's how they use the Q. That's got to be a terrible film. I'm gonna have to watch it one day. I love bad films.
Yeah,
I never knew that existed. I never knew that existed.
I'll have to check it out.
Wow. Anybody else have to say? If I can make one last appeal to Berserk, I feel Western friendly typical anime tropes feel very minimalized.
So we got to talk about what are we going to watch next week? After this last stream.
It's your movie.
It's your
choice.
I'm thinking after this last film, I'm kind of stoked to do Highlander.
Want to do Highlander next week?
I want to do Highlander. What does everyone think about that? Want to do Highlander next week?
Give us an 8. Give us an H in the thread if you want to see Highlander.
I mean, by all means, give us an H because it was really a rhetorical question. That's what I'm planning on playing.
Well, I mean, but it's like, here we are, born to be kings. We're the princes of the universe.
Oh gosh,
I have no rival, no man.
That is an awesome soundtrack. The only thing I wish we would have gotten the full New York from Queen,
Yeah, that would have been cool. Well, and it doesn't really have a soundtrack. It's basically
it's basically
it's Queen's kind of magic.
It's a kind of magic, right.
Which also has One Vision on it, which is a great song.
Yep.
I remember when I came across that on DVD on CD. I was like, yes, finally, because like is that a long time ago when stuff was out? It was hard to find good music.
Yeah.
All right, I had to drive like an hour to get
in the days before we had Amazon and eBay and stuff like that, right?
Yeah, and even like you could get stuff at your local Walmart or Kmart or whatever mart, and they would have music, but they weren't going to have something like Queens of Kind of Magic.
Right.
That's it's like that's just one of those. And around here it's a lot more country heavy or now rap.
Yeah.
But God, that Queen of Kind of Magic, that's a great album. That's probably of their album, like of their like I still like the greatest hits. I could listen to that over and over again, but kind of
Yeah.
magic because it's that and the Flash Gordon soundtrack are my favorites.
Oh, and Lister asks if Highlander counts as a superhero movie. Boy, I don't
Mm,
know.
I,
Superhero?
nah, I don't
More
think
of a
so.
fantasy, I think. More of a fantasy film.
Yeah, now the TV show, you can make a case for him being the hero,
Yeah.
or superhero, but I don't think the movie so much because it's more of a self-interest,
Yeah.
staying alive.
Yeah.
Whereas in the TV show, he was always helping out people um and stuff like that. So
In
he was,
fact, I'd say Duncan, the parallels between Duncan and like Logan, I definitely see that.
oh,
You know,
you mean
Logan, like the Wolverine.
oh, okay. I never even thought about comparing
Think
them.
about that. The story throughout time and everything, and doing
Yeah,
flashbacks to different time periods and whatnot.
that works. Yeah, I love the series. God, the series was. I remember when the series was coming on, I was a little apprehensive about it, but with because one, it was Duncan MacLeod, not Connor,
Right.
but they did bring in Connor into
Yes, they
the
did.
pilot, so that really helped. Um, that really helped me accept that, and then just the series turned out to be a darn good series. So
Right.
that helped. That helped its case more than anything. Just having a good movie like that.
And then what was it? Endgame? Endgame was just heartbreaking, you know.
Oh yeah.
It was actually pretty darn well done, to be honest with you.
Although, yeah,
It wasn't perfect, but it was
yeah,
still
I like,
really good.
I did like that, and but they do have that re-edited ending. Remember the alternate ending for it?
No, I don't.
Yeah, the alternate ending. The girl did not die. He actually
Oh,
let her live. He took everyone else out, but he let her live.
oh, okay.
And they met up. He was like at an airport or something, and he felt the tingle and turned around and saw her, and so they were able to reunite.
Yeah.
Um, talk about Don't Have Predator by Duke Commando. Actually, both of those are on my thing. I've been going through looking at different actors I like Eastwood, Schwarzenegger. It's just, man, just so many possible rewatches to do. But it sounds like we're going to do Highlander next week.
Yeah.
That's going to be awesome. I'm going to
So
look
that
forward to
gives
that.
everybody an opportunity to try to figure out where it's streaming, or find your DVD of it if you got it, or hit up a
Yeah,
friend who's local that can make you a copy.
yeah.
Whatever.
Let me see. I think I have it.
No, Aged Boomer, I don't have any
let me
streaming
double check.
services that I subscribe to. Actually, that's not entirely true. I mean, I don't stream Netflix. I actually still get the DVDs from Netflix.
I don't have Highlander. What the hell's wrong with me?
I don't know. How much time do you have?
I'll I'll have to look it up. I'll have to see if I can find it. If not, I'll have to contact you.
Oh, and
See if
Lister
you can
has
get
it
me
on
that.
Blu-ray.
Oh,
Yeah, I have all the
well, no, I
Highlander
have.
movies.
I have it. I just don't have all my DVD right now,
Right,
and
right,
I don't
right.
have
You
anything to
said,
play them on.
yeah,
I mean, I do, but nothing's hooked up right now. So I'm just on an MP4, which actually for streaming, for me, works out well because I can listen to it and watch it with my
right.
headphones on and talk through it. It just works better. Because if I had the Blu-ray, then I would have to kind of try to listen to the Blu-ray through the headphone. It would just be a logistical nightmare for me. So
Yeah.
I'll have to find that, and if I don't have it, I'll have to contact you about that.
I
I
do
really
have
thought I had.
I do have all of the Highlander movies. I do
Really thought I
not
had it.
have the series, and I haven't even seen Raven. So I'm gonna have to work on that.
Oh, that girl's so hot. That girl's so hot. The girl who played the Raven. Yeah. She
The
was.
one
She was a former.
no, I kind
Um,
of wish that Sheena Easton's character would have gotten a spin-off.
oh
You
yeah,
remember
there were a lot
she
of.
was in the yeah.
Yeah, they had a lot of like Joe Jett was on it. They had some like really
Oh
cool
my
people on
gosh,
that.
you're right. Joan Jett was on that one.
Joe Jett, and the very first bad guy on that show was played by the guy who played Bull on Night Court, Richard Mall. He was the first immortal villain that Duncan came across.
Oh, and Lister said that there was an animated Highlander movie. That's true. I never saw that. I
It
also
was
know there
terrible.
was a Highlander cartoon that was
Yeah,
also terrible.
that was terrible. It was horrible. Now
Yeah.
I don't know about the Highlander movie cartoon, but I don't know. It was pretty bad. But yep, that's our rewatch for tonight. Do
Yep.
you have anything? Okay, like I said, it seems like we're doing Highlander next week.
Yep.
Troy's call, so he's gonna do that. I'm gonna have to find it. If not, I'll contact you.
Yep.
Um,
Absolutely.
if anything else you've got coming up?
I am probably going to be doing my first video of the year, and it's going to be talking about what an awesome wife I have and the gift that she got me for my birthday.
Awesome, you do have an awesome wife.
I absolutely do. I know I do.
I must admit, everyone on here must just kick themselves every day and and those who are married probably look at their wives in just absolute despair.
Yeah. Yeah, she's my enabler.
Yeah. For us, I know Professor Geek is doing a My Hero Academia rewatch tomorrow, I believe at 9 p.m. It's a members only. So if you're not a member of Professor Geek, you ain't gonna get the link. So go for a membership on that. I do know. I don't know. Is he planning to do office hours on Tuesday? I do not know.
I believe so. I
believe
believe
so.
he is.
Okay, that's awesome. So office hours on Tuesday, and on Thursday will be the next 4 chapters. I believe in so it'll be chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6 in Heir of the Empire. For the book study. That's Thursday night at 11. And then, like you said, next Saturday, Highlander. We're gonna get our Highlander on. Looking forward to that.
Yep.
I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. Had a lot of fun, and I hope everyone has a good weekend. Any last words, Troy?
Nope.
Nope, me either. Just
that's it.
Hashtag Gorillas Lives Matter. That's all I got. 'Twas beauty that killed the beast. Remember that. So us beasts.
Okay, enough of this monkey business. Let's be done with it.
Hate it. Take care, everybody. Have a great rest of your weekend.
Night all.
Bye.